What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. If you guys are new to the channel, do me a favor and hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, make sure you're not missing any of the awesome content that we have coming out. And with this video, we are jumping into Nocterra issue number 8. Now, if you have not been keeping up with this series, go ahead, check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. It will get you completely caught up on everything going on with this series. With this being part of our Indie Comics weekend, we are jumping into Scott Snyder's amazing apocalyptic world. And in the last issue, we saw Val and Sundog Convoy. They are making their way from outpost to outpost, trying to find any sign of this place called Eos. But getting to an outpost that was lit up better than most outposts, recognizing that everyone here, they weren't murdered, they were stolen by human shades. Recognizing that shades, these monsters, they're picking up their game and they're doing something new. With no more leads in any direction, they only have one more option, and that is for Sundog Convoy to hunt down Blacktop Bill. Be sure to buy the comics, support the industry, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so as we dive into this issue, we are picking up at Outpost 52, known as Fort Speed. And right now, there is an individual, he is hightailing it to the front gate, banging on the door, begging to get into this place. One thing about this world that you need to know, in the 14 years since the Big PM, what is remaining of humanity, what they have found is kindness and helping others. They truly did find their own humanity at the end of the world. They leave nobody behind. They ensure that everyone is safe, and with them opening up the gates, blaring their lights, ensuring that none of the shades come close, they welcome this great stranger in. And with our stranger coming inside, they start to give him the rundown of this outpost. On the outside of the post, what they have is that reflective white paint that they use on the roads. They painted all of their walls with this paint, and so with the light reflecting off of this white paint, this place freaking glows. Unfortunately for them, our stranger is no stranger at all. Our stranger is Blacktop Bill. Pulling out his pistols, he begins laying waste to everybody in the outpost. And so with Blacktop Bill on his murderous rampage, trying to find any amount of power that he can get his hands on, because what he is trying to do is power this helmet that he has. We don't really know anything about it, but Blacktop Bill, he obviously has an agenda, and this outpost power is going to be what powers that helmet. And that is what takes us to Hubcap Radio Mast, with them coming here looking for any information on where Blacktop Bill might be. And many people, they're not really wanting to help with this, because the truth is, Blacktop Bill, he is a freaking murderer. Him and the Nocturnes, that's what they call them. People that look like Blacktop Bill. And we saw that in the last issue, is essentially a little security detachment coming and hunting down Blacktop Bill, because Bill was their leader for a long time. He went rogue, he went solo, and so now they are trying to hunt him down. Obviously, the biggest concern is giving up information about the leader of the Nocturnes, or previous leader, and this having huge ramifications blow back on them. Off to the side, we have Amori, not really understanding what is going on with him. After he is pretty much turned into a shade, they were able to reverse it just at the last moment. The only person to ever go that far and actually be able to turn back. And in that time, he was given a glimpse of what the shades are planning, being able to hear their voices in his mind to this day. He doesn't really understand what is going on, but what he does know is that the shades, they are amassing an army. After what happened at the drive-in, all of those people being kidnapped, he knows that something is up, and this army, they are building it to prepare for war. with Val and the others going over the map trying to pinpoint the location of where Bill might be. They are getting more and more calls in, letting them know that shades have been attacking outposts even with all of the lights on. These shades are still coming in, kidnapping people, kidnapping entire outposts, and then just disappearing. But then there are other outposts. There's been a couple of them that seem to just go completely dark. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, and having no warning. Val, she believes that this is Blacktop Bill, that he is on a pattern. He is moving along a path, and say they are going to go meet him at the current outpost that he might be going to, taking us to the Nocturnes, to the ones that Blacktop Bill had murdered right in front of him. What we see is a man that is known as William, also going by Bill, but having two Bills in the Nocturnes, it didn't seem like the smart thing to do. And with Bill being leader, he took the name Bill, and this man took the name as William. But it is believed that he should have been the leader all along, and now he is the one hunting down Blacktop Bill. Picking up with our good old Blacktop Bill, he has this helmet, he has it plugged in, and with it now having the right amount of power, he is going to use this helmet to communicate to the Shade King. The Shade King known as Nox. With the Shade King appearing directly in front of Blacktop Bill, asking the question, what do you want? What are you doing here? And with a jolt of power, Blacktop Bill, he sees everything. He sees the design, he sees the plan, and what is coming to Earth. But with Blacktop Bill now seeing the design, seeing the plan that is going to come, we see Shade surrounding Bill, because now that he knows too much, the Shade King intends on killing him. With Blacktop Bill being outgunned and outnumbered, he screams at them to bring it on. As the shades go charging in on him, there is a giant explosion, a giant blast of light. Blacktop Bill bleeding down on the ground, believing that William finally caught up to him. It is not William, but it is Val and the Sundog convoy. They have caught up to Blacktop Bill, and in catching up to him, Val lets him know that he is going to divulge the information on where Eos is. That he is going to give this information, or he is going to feel the kind of pain that he has never felt before. For the Sundog convoy though, they are in some luck, because after what Blacktop Bill just saw, what the Shade King had shown him, he says that he will do them one better. After his job interview with the Shade King kinda went very poorly, because all his life he felt like he was out of place, like he did not belong on this planet. He thought maybe the Shade King had a place for him among their hive or whatever you want to call it. But the truth is that Nox, the Shade King, is the black hole at the center of the universe, and its intentions are to pull in all life, all matter, back to nothingness, back to darkness, and back into the void. And the harsh truth is that Nox has no plan for any of them. That includes Blacktop Bill. And so what Blacktop Bill proposes, knowing this information now, he is more than willing to join forces with the Sundog convoy and Val. Of course, the others, they can't believe that we're even going to talk about this. The amount of outposts he has taken out, the amount of ferrymen he has taken out, the death count that this man has, and we're gonna talk about joining forces with him. But Amori chimes in and says that we are gonna do this, and that is because he is telling the truth. Amori can feel it in his freaking bones that this is exactly what is happening, with Blacktop Bill admitting that he doesn't actually know the location of Eos. He knows where that information is. The location of where they made him into what he is today. The birthplace of the Nocturnes. And of course, many of the convoy, they are still skeptical on this idea, can't believing that they're gonna bring Blacktop Bill on board with them. Val lets them know that this is bigger than all of them. They need him right now. And so whatever issues people have with Blacktop Bill, they need to set it to the side. They can deal with Blacktop Bill once they get to Eos. But as it stands right now, they need to save the freaking world. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. For me, this is probably my favorite issue so far of Nocterra. Now, after the first story arc, I wasn't sure in what direction this story was going to take us. But man, did I not expect for them to team up with Blacktop Bill, with him going rogue from the Nocturnes. He was trying to side with the Shades. He went directly to the Shade freaking King and had a job interview. The only issue is he failed that interview because Blacktop Bill, he has no inclination of ending everything. He likes having the power. He likes being who he is. And if you get rid of everything, if you bring everything back into the darkness, into the void, he can't be that person anymore. He will be no person anymore. And so Blacktop Bill, recognizing this and knowing that he needs to bring the light back, he is going to help Val and the rest of them get to Eos. Now, of course, Blacktop Bill, he's not somebody that should or can be trusted. Obviously, having some kind of ulterior motives, not knowing what his end game is. Right now, he is a means to an end for the Sundog convoy. And as they team up and they head out, they are now heading for the birthplace of the Nocturnes. The birthplace of some of the most deadly individuals on the face of this planet. So let me know your thoughts, let me know your theories. If you have not yet, do me a favor, hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, make sure you're not missing any of the awesome content that we have coming out, and until the next breakdown.